Greetings, my Israelite brothers and sisters, heirs, joint heirs, adopted, grafted, natural, spiritual, however you may come. I just want to say greetings to all of you all. Glad to be here with you. Let me fix some of this here. Got very, very poor lighting, so I'm going to see if I can get some outside light here to come in with this camera. Ooh. It might help out a little bit, not too much so. And I still have my head. All right, that's about the best I can do with this light here. I'm trying to fix the lighting here. Wow, I don't understand where the purple is coming from. I may have to change the background on a couple of things here so I can fix that. Let me go like this. That might help out a little bit. Anyway, I don't have the proper lights and it's okay. So hope everybody's doing well. And I hope that everybody's doing great and all of that good stuff. That's true, Rodney, that's true. Bible study tonight. So tonight I'm going to be doing Bible study a little bit later than when I normally do it. So I understand if everybody's not able to tune in, but I'm going to try to be on by 9:30. It'll be 6:30 on the West Coast. We're going to be covering, again, the pagan worship stuff, pagan idolatry. Going to be showing some more stuff, different things about the pagan worship and the origin of pagan worship and how it mixed in into Christianity through Rome. And I'm going to be bringing a little bit of that out tonight. Might dive a little bit into Easter because Easter is your second culprit. A lot of people think, well, let me say, it's your third culprit. A lot of people think that Christmas is the first. Actually, the day of worship from the Sabbath to the first day is the number one culprit. I want to be touching on that last. Christmas is probably number two because it's widely celebrated and recognized by most of the Puritan, Protestant, Romish Catholic congregations. Romish Catholic congregations, and those that are a spinoff or a derivative from those. So whether you're Kojic, whether you're Baptist, AME, trying to think of some other ones, your mega congregations, your independent congregations, it doesn't matter. Those that have adopted to changing your day of worship and having Christmas and Easter brought in, those are all pagan derivatives, and we're going to hit on that. That's going to be coming up. But tonight we're going to be hitting on a little bit of Easter, a little bit of Christmas, and a little bit of everything. And what's more important is how it all happened, how it all came in. And I think it's always good to say, how did this stuff come in? And we have to get into a little of the politics, the Rome politics that was taking place at that time, which I think is important to hammer in on. So we're going to be doing that and kind of hitting that a little bit. I just did a video. It's called the Sabbath Debate. I think that's what I called it. That is going to be a series. It's going to be called the Sabbath Debate. I did one on the commandments, but they're going to be different titles under the Sabbath Debate. So that's going to be a running series. Look for those. I would recommend that you save it in your playlist because you'll be able to look at the Sabbath Debate series and you'll be able to pull up these little 10, 15, 20-minute videos where I will be debunking every counter opposition that people put up against the Sabbath. And I will be, whatever argument that I hear that's out there, I'm going to go back and do a 15, 20-minute video, or it could be as low as 10 minutes, because some of these subjects are small subjects or issues that they bring up against the Sabbath. And you'll be able to go back into those videos, especially if you save them in your playlist. You'll be able to go back and watch them and bring them up at any given time. The first one I did was dealing with the fact that a lot of people say that none of the patriarchs, being Abraham, Isaac, or Jacob, celebrated or recognized the commandments. And I took it all the way back to Noah. I could take it back even further before that, but I wanted to deal with everything on this side of the flood. So Noah, we begin with Noah. I could have taken it all the way back to before then, and how certain things were done. Cain committed murder. How did the Most High came and said, where's your brother? So these laws were there. So when people use that argument, they're being very technical and saying, show me specifically where it says that. And what we have to do is learn to flip the script on these people. My objective is for the Sabbath to not be on the defense, is to put them on the defense, and to put those of us that honors God's Sabbaths as on the offense. We're going to start making people justify everything that they do, because we are doing what the Most High wants us to do. So this is going to be a series of videos. It's going to be a series set, and it's going to be called the Sabbath Debate - whatever we want to name that. But all of them are going to be very important. So I just want to leave that with you. So I want you to bear with us tonight, as we will be coming later than what we normally come for Bible study tonight. We're going to be coming around 9:30, 9:30-ish. If I can do it before then, I will, but it's going to be around 9:30-ish time. And I don't anticipate going over an hour, hour and a half at the most. So we'll go from like 9:30 to like 11 o'clock. We've gone as late as 12 o'clock, but I don't want to do that to you tonight because I'm coming on so late. And the information is going to be right there readily available, so we can get right into the lesson. And again, my Friday nights all the way through these holidays is going to be dedicated to bringing information about the origin of paganism and how it has creeped into Christian ideology, brought in by Rome, Emperor Constantine, and it's been perpetuated throughout the ages through the various doctrines that have come out of Christianity. So we're going to hit that. We're going to deal with that. And that's all of this month. So you may want to save a playlist for these series as well. I'm very excited about the Sabbath Debate series, and that's what I'm calling it, the Sabbath Debate series. Got a lot of great reviews. Thank all of you that were able to see that video. Again, it was about 15 minutes long. Thank you very much on that. I want to check in the chat room real quick. Albert Williams, hello. Miss B, hello. Rodney, how you doing? Laughter, how you doing? Way up in, I think, Virginia. Thomas Washington, up in Richmond, Virginia as well. And Lady J, all the way up in Chicago. Rodney says, you are teaching apologetics. I think it's beautiful. Yes. And our goal is to really defend who we are, what we're doing, and with the help of the Most High, the scriptures is there for everything that we need to do in this. It really is. Veronica Brown up in Lansing, Michigan. Veronica, thank you for your warm comments that you left on the recent video. Thank you very much. Those comments, I want you all to know I read all of the comments, and it sort of gives me, it lets me know that what I'm doing is worth it, you know, and thank you so much for that. Albert is in Southern California. So Albert, one of the reasons that we're going on a little bit later tonight is because we have a lot of subscribers in California. So when we come on at 8 o'clock, it's 5 o'clock there. So tonight we'll be coming on around that 9:30ish time, and it will kind of balance things out. Every now and then we like to do that because we have quite a few subscribers in the California West Coast period area. So I just wanted to leave that with you all. So that being said, I just wanted to take a few minutes just to leave this information for you that that we'll be starting Bible study a little bit later tonight. And that's pretty much it. Thank you all very much. I want to thank you all for your support and what you're doing and what have you. Ruth 5938, how you doing, Miss Ruth? I hope everything is well with you. And again, I'm just going to put something in here indicating that Bible study will be later this evening. Man, I type pretty fast here. Around 9:30-ish. And I say ish because it could be, it won't be later than 10, but it could be as early as 9, but that 9:30-ish mark. So Kelly Page, how you doing? Thank you for tuning in. Will you bring Brother Berean on at some point? I thought about bringing Brother Berean on. I'm really contemplating it for several reasons. One is that I want Brother Berean to really understand that there are more Hebrew Israelites that are not on YouTube, but and a lot are, but they're not the campish. We all don't teach the same thing. We all don't teach that everybody who's not Israel is going to the lake of fire. We don't. Not everybody teaches that, and I really wanted to open up the doors, and I thank him for allowing me to come on his format. But I want to bring him on this format just to interview, just to chop it up, as he says, to have that kind of discussion. And we're going to do that during the week, but not now. It will probably be within the next several weeks because here's some of the things that really takes up time for me. Starting this the Sabbath debate series is really it's time consuming, and the Friday night Bible studies, time consuming, and preparing a lesson every Sabbath, time consuming. So what happens is, and let me just tell you what type of time I put in. Whenever I study any lesson, I put a minimum of 32 hours into it on each subject. Even if I already know the subject, I'm going to put 10 to 15 hours as a refresher in it. Okay. So that's number one. So imagine I have to do that 3 times a week. So the Sabbath Bible, the Sabbath morning lessons, I'm doing a series talking about spiritual growth, and that is a little helpful because I'm on a series. And like when we came out of the feast days, we were on a series, and it was kind of easy to break it up and then come back and pick it up. The same thing with the Sabbath debate series and the Friday night. But let me go back to the Sabbath debate series. What I'm doing is I'm actually listening to a lot of debates that people put out there on the Sabbath, from people like Geno Jennings. There's another guy, Damian Richardson. There's a lot of them. I don't even want to call names because I'm not pointing or calling anybody out. I'm just listening to the opposition that they are presenting, and I'm going back and I'm putting together information for you as my subscribers, so that you would be able to know information when somebody throws that stuff out there at you, or when you hear it, you'll be able to flip through your playlist when you save these series and be able to get more grounding and foundation and in the affirmative for the Sabbath. And so when people say things like the commandments was only given to the children of Israel, well, we're going to deal with that. I'm not going to let that go. When I hear stuff like that, I'm going to come back with the help of the Most High God, and I'm going to study and show you that how to deal with that when you come across that. If somebody says something like, well, show me where Abraham kept the Sabbath. And they say, show me where the apostles kept the Sabbath. I'm going to deal with that. I'm going to come up and do a 10 to 20 minute subject just on that, as you've seen the other one. So you will be armed with the word, with the help of the Most High, so you will know how to deal with this. And so that's that, and that takes time, because what I have to do is go back. I have to listen to these debates as they come to me, and then I have to come back and go into the word and grab all of the scriptures. Like when someone says that the commandments was given only to Israel. Well, first of all, I'm going to go to Exodus. I'm going to go to the book of Numbers, and I'm going to go to the book of Isaiah. I could have went over to the book of Ezekiel. I could have went over to the book of Jeremiah, but these are strong scriptures, those three, and there's others that specifically said that the same law that's for Israel is the same law for the strangers. And in the book of Isaiah, he talked about the Sabbath in particular being observed by the sons and daughters of the strangers. So when I hear people come out with that stuff, a lot of time the individuals who are in the affirmative debating the Sabbath, they may not think of these things right away. They bring out good points to defend it, but they may not bring it out into full depth, because you don't have that much of a time in a debate. In fairness to them, you don't have the 15 minutes or the 20 minutes that I have, that I can come back and bring out all of the scriptures to debunk what somebody puts out there like that. So that's what we're going to be doing in these series. But that takes time, because I got to go listen to the debate. I got to listen to the response and the rebuttals and all like that, and then come back and put that together. So that's just an idea of how my week goes. And then preparing the Friday night, I try to bring together, especially dealing with this pagan worship stuff, because the Bible is a book that talks about the history specifically of a people, being Israel. It's our history book. The Bible warns us about paganism, but it doesn't really dive into the origin of paganism, because it's not a book about paganism history. So we have to go to outside books and outside sources to bring in the origin of that. And then we have to go to outside books to show you how that got incorporated politically and historically. Because again, the Bible is not a book that talks about the history of the origin of paganism. It just warns Israel about doing these things. So that's why I have to spend that time during the week just to prepare on Friday night these series. Now, granted, a lot of information I've already had, but then I want to put it in video. I want to get current information. That's why I showed some news clips and History Channel clips to kind of bring that to the table as well. Again, that takes time. And of course, here at our local class, Bethel is a growing congregation. And I thank the Most High for my friends at the Israel of God who have really become a very good source of getting text lessons and information. And Pastor Henry Boy is an absolute phenomenal teacher. He just is. The man, I don't care when you call him up, he will take your phone call. And if you are genuinely seeking information, if he knows it, he will have you open up your Bible and he will go right there. I mean, he never really gives you an answer. He just tells you where to go read. And as you're reading, if you're reading with a sincere, genuine attitude that you're really looking for the information, seeking the information, the scriptures he takes you to, it's going to pop out just like that. So that's one thing I like about that. So again, Bethel is a growing class and a congregation that's doing very well. Recently, we just paid off our property. We own literally a block. We just paid it off. And so I also have to be involved with the business aspect of that. And then on top of that, you know, I have a family, most of all, and I thank my wife and my daughters for their support in what I do. And a lot of times I come in, I got the book open and I'm studying. So it's always great to do that. So I'm going to look in the chat room before I head off here. Thomas Washington. Let me roll back up a little bit. Again, California's in the house. Kelly Page says, Shalom, keep doing your work, Pastor. It's worth it. Yes, it is. Bible studio will be later. I put that in. So I put in Bible studio. It's Bible study. I didn't catch that typo I did there. I'm thinking about will be later around 9:30ish. Okay. So we talked about Brother Berean. Who is that? Thomas Washington from the IOG class in Richmond, Virginia. Wow. I have some people I need to send to your class. Laughter, I know that you're in Virginia. Laughter, I think that you're in Virginia. But you need to reach out, Laughter. I think you're in Richmond. Reach out to brother, let me see, who was that said IOG in Richmond, Virginia? Brother Thomas Washington. Brother Thomas Washington. Okay, if you can put the address there in Richmond, Virginia, because not only Laughter, I have somebody else. I don't know if Laughter is in Richmond or Baltimore. I really can't remember. I met her when she came down for our conference, and we were able to her and my brother and several of the panelists, we all went to dinner. If it ain't written in the Bible, then we don't need to obtain salvation. Yes, then we don't need it to obtain salvation. Yes. Anyone in Little Rock? Okay. Little Rock. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna get more information about the IOG up in Richmond, Virginia, because I have some subscribers I need to send over there to you guys right away. So I'll reach out and get that information. Okay, so that being said, I'm going to have to chime out so that I can get back here on time this evening. And I want to thank you all for tuning in. We'll talk soon. And I'll see you tonight for Bible study again around 9:30ish. Peace.